Hello everybody, we are in 2024 and exactly 10 years back in 2014, the utilization rates of employees in Infosys was 69.5%, and in 2022 that number increased to 77%. It took 8 to 9 years to increase the utilization numbers from 69% to 77%, and guess what? In less than 1 year, from 2022 to 2023, that utilization number has increased from 77 to 81%. Now, just hold on. Why am I talking about utilization numbers and why did it change, so on and so forth? These might be some of your questions. But let me tell you that in the IT services industry, utilization is one of the key metrics that is tracked for the companies and also at an individual employee level like you and me. And this utilization metrics determines how much salary we are going to get, how much appraisal are we going to receive, what is the mental state that we are going to be in, and do we really get to learn something versus not. So this is an important metric for us to understand and how it has evolved over time. So let's start the video with understanding what is utilization metric. What is this entire utilization rate? Imagine Karthik is working at Infosys. If he is working for 100 hours in every single month, and if he is spending that entire 100 hours for a client and the client is paying Karthik, the utilization is 100%. However, if Karthik is spending only 80 hours for the client and remaining 20 hours, probably he's playing table tennis, or he's just taking chai breaks, or he's doing some internal organization work for Infosys itself, doesn't matter what it is, the utilization is still only 80% because he is getting paid for that 80 hours only. And this is very important to understand because for this 80 hours, client is paying Infosys for Karthik's time. And this is how Infosys, TCS, Wipro, Cognizant, all the IT services companies make money. And they want Karthik to work as much as possible for client so that they can make most amount of money on Karthik. Similarly, if there are 5 lakh employees or 6 lakh employees at TCS, they would ideally want everybody to work so that they make money on every single individual. But if we go back in time, 2013, the utilization rate was 70%. That is, either Karthik is working only 70% of his time on the client hours, or overall of the 5 lakh employees, only 70% of them are billing their time to the client. Why was this? Especially in the large organizations, this was done so that if a new project comes up, then they'll have more people on the bench and they can immediately allocate those free people to the new project. And that's their buffer. The other thing, if, for example, Karthik himself leaves, then they have another backfill from the bench. That is, the people who are not assigned to any projects. And in big organizations, the attrition rates were also very high. Now, all these things were taken into account to determine that a utilization rate of around 70 to 75% is a good number. Then why did that number increase all of a sudden? Just to set the context, it took 9 years for Infosys from 2013 to 2022 to increase the utilization number from 69.5% to 77%. 9 years for a 8% change. But in less than 1 year, from 2022 to 2023, end of 2023, in 4 quarters, that number increased by almost 5 percentage points, again to 81.5%. Why did it change so drastically? To understand that, let's go back into 2002, 2009, when there was a financial crisis in 2009, and in 2001, 2002, there was that impact of the dot-com bubble. Every single time, whenever there is a crisis situation, the billable rates of the employees went down. And articles very clearly have explained that from 2002 and 2009 as well. So the money that Infosys made on Karthik, for example, if they were making $40 when everything was good, suddenly when recession has hit, that $40, the client was not willing to pay. The client said, hey, we'll pay only $20 or $30. So the money they were making on Karthik reduced suddenly. So they have to make more Karthiks to work for the same amount of money. Hence, the utilizations have increased whenever these recessions have happened. So what recession has happened in 2022 and early 2023? Well guys, it's not the recession, but the impact of Gen AI. When Gen AI came into the picture, a lot of clients started realizing that rather than outsourcing some manual and routine tasks, they can make the AI get that work done. So companies, the IT services companies, had no choice but to reduce their billing rates. And when they reduce the billing rates, of course, they need more people to work. And hence the utilization rates immediately shot up. And if you are serious about getting into data science and AI, do check out Odin School's instructor-led live 6-month bootcamp. In this bootcamp, you will learn from the basics of data science to the advanced AI topics under the expert guidance of industry mentors. This is not just about theoretical learning, but you will actually do 10 plus industry projects. If you go through the success stories, you will realize that a lot of folks used this bootcamp experience to launch their career in data science or even transition into data science. Once you complete this 6-month program, you will be eligible to apply for their 500 plus hiring partners. The placement support will continue for 2 years, where you will be having a lot of mock interview sessions, behavioral sessions, and so on. Go ahead and apply for the program using the link in the description box. The bootcamp is priced at 75,000 rupees, but there are EMI options and also early bird offers going on right now. Now, there is also another side of the story. It is not just that they are getting paid less from the clients. Now, Infosys and all the other IT services companies also had to pay more to their employees. This article very clearly indicated that the overall appraisal, the hike for managerial roles in IT services companies were around 27% in 2022. So the employees were also taking more money home. Hence, the balance of the equation was not working in companies' favor. On one end, they were getting paid less by the clients. On the other end, the employees were taking more. So what is the option? Two things that these guys have done: lay off. That's the reason why we have seen Wipro laying off employees and a lot of other companies resorting to the same technique. Lay off employees and also increase the utilization rate, make more employees work. Both sides of the coin working in tandem. Now, there is also another part of the story. It is not just about Gen AI. If you look into who are the primary contributors, which clients give work to Infosys or TCS or Wipro, you will realize that majority of the Indian IT services companies derive work or get their work from banking clients. And what happened to banks in 2023, guys? If you remember, there was Silicon Valley Bank collapse and Credit Suisse that went through a lot of trouble, and a lot of banks, internationally well-reputed banks, had to go through these kind of recession periods for themselves. And because of this, it is not just reduction in billing rates. Some of the banks have cut down their entire projects for these IT services companies. So the billing rates did not come from 40 to 20. The billing rates came down to 0 all of a sudden. Now you can imagine how many forces were acting together. Fortunately or unfortunately, banking was the top client industry for almost all the IT services companies in India. Banking increased employee salaries, also client expenses coming down. All these things together have been like hitting these IT services companies from all the different directions. I have to say that, hey, this probably is one of the things that they did it for themselves. Now, all these IT services companies are trying to diversify their customer base. They want to reduce the amount of money they are getting from banking, and they were trying to get clients from other industries. Why did they not do that previously? Because banking was paying them well. But once they got that one Jetka, they want to now move and get more clients from other industries. Now, how does this impact you and me? The first thing is, when the utilization rates are low, you have to work probably 70% of your time for the client, and the remaining 30%, as I said, you might go ahead and play table tennis. Nobody really bothers. Also, you can spend that time on learning, doing some trainings, or there are some mandatory trainings by the organizations themselves, or you can contribute to organization level initiatives. A lot of additional things on your profile that you can build. But if you are working 100% of your time, or 100% of the employees are working towards these clients' projects, of course, the emphasis on the overall growth goes down drastically. Well, IT services companies are all about making sure that the client is getting the right delivery always. I agree with that. But now that emphasis has increased even more because of these tough economic situations. The second thing, now that you are working a lot more for the client, there is obviously a lot more stress that you are taking because you are working late night hours. Almost 50% of the revenues that Indian IT companies derive come from the US, and you have to work late night hours almost every single day from Monday till Friday. Well, during the night hours, you work like a fresher, but during the day hours, if you are participating in any other organization level initiative, you are working like a leader. So you have no clarity with respect to the role that you are taking because of these increased utilization rates. Now, I hope this video gives you a good clarity on one of the most important metrics in the IT services industry. Keep a track of your personal utilization rate as well, and do keep those breaks handy. If you have to go ahead, take some break for yourself so that you are mentally much more calm, please do take it. Share it with your friends, and let's increase the awareness and the knowledge about the industry itself. See you again in the next one, guys. Bye bye.